Hi guys, how are we doing? Chucky Boy here again, bringing you another episode in the Derby Day series. This time, as you can see on the screen, we are playing Ajax v Feyenoord. Now, I am Ajax, and I am also the home team this time round, so I just thought I'd tell you that. So yeah, this game, what do I say about this game? I think in my eyes, and in a lot of people's eyes, it is within the top 8 maybe of the biggest derby games in world football, and I don't think anyone can really argue it is the biggest game, or biggest rivalry should I say, in Holland, without doubt. Now this one, as with all derby games, is a very passionate game and all that stuff, but on the pitch is not really the important side with this fixture. This fixture has a huge history of violence and clashes between fans of each teams and stuff like that. So the off the pitch stuff is more prominent than the on the pitch things regarding this particular rivalry. So as always guys, we're going to go through the stats first, and we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, the information about this fixture. So here we go. There's been a total of 165 games between these two teams. Ajax have won 73 of those, Feyenoord have won 54 of those, and there have been 40 draws. So as you can see, Ajax have, you know, almost 30 more wins. So it's not a massive amount, but it's big enough to say that they have been sort of the dominant team well, I don't want to say dominant, but you know, they've obviously had the better of it over the years, but it's not really too much of a shock. Feyenoord have struggled, I would say recently, up until maybe last year or year before, where they got pretty good again, but they've kind of been the second team out of the two for a while. And I don't want to upset anybody at all. You know, this is just me looking at stats really. I'm not judging anything. I don't want to upset any Feyenoord fans or whatever, and I've got quite a few Dutch people that I speak to, so I don't want to upset those guys really. But yeah, it's not really a shock that Ajax have been the better of the two over the history. You know, they're obviously, you know, ex-European champions and stuff like that, so they've had the conveyor belt, if you like, of players coming through that they've built from their own youth system, which is one of the best in the world. So it's not too shocking that they have the majority of the wins. Okay, so on to the violence. Now this, like I said, the derby games can have violence between fans, but this takes it to a whole new level kind of thing. And there's only a couple. I'm only going to talk about a couple of incidents, really, because there's quite a few that I don't really have time to go through it all. I want to talk a little bit about the game at the end as well. But basically, one of the incidents was in 1997. Basically, an Ajax fan was beaten to death by Feyenoord fans. It was like a riot type thing, hooligans and all that stuff. Yeah, an Ajax fan was actually killed by Feyenoord fans. And this led to the Dutch FA actually banning away fans from the fixture for the next 2 seasons. So both the Classicers, as they called, or the Classics, would have no away fans at each ground. You know, if you're playing at Feyenoord, there would be no Ajax fans, and vice versa. So, and that was their issue, was trying to stop the hooliganism. Sorry, is what they were trying to do, and it, you know, I don't think it really worked, because, you know, these fans would still end up meeting up together and fighting and organising places to go and stuff like that. So it took it away from the games and stuff like that, but it didn't really stop the violence too much. As my next point sort of brings in 2005, there was actually riots which took place around the De Kuip, or Feyenoord's ground. It was involving, you know, hooligans from both teams, from Ajax and Feyenoord, and riot police. The travelling Ajax fans actually demolished the train that took them to Feyenoord, or to Rotterdam, sorry, and were forced to wait outside the stadium until the match was over. You know, they were basically made to wait outside. They couldn't go in, which made things even worse. And Feyenoord actually lost the game. So they weren't happy too, and there were Ajax fans outside that weren't happy. So inevitably, you know, those two guys, or those two sets of people, just clashed, and it was an all-out war. Pretty much, it was insane. And then again in February 2009, the government actually got involved. The mayors of Amsterdam and Rotterdam actually made an agreement where they would ban away fans from the games for the next 5 seasons. So that's still in effect now. So when you go to the games, there aren't any away fans. I would be very surprised if it's not the last time. I could see this happening again, definitely, when the deal runs out. So this just shows you they're the two main incidents really that I'm going to go over, because you know I don't want to go all the way back throughout the whole history as regards every little incident, but these are two that, you know, have been around while I've been watching this game, so that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So yeah, as you can see, and like I said, this has got a little bit more to it than just football and a little bit of crowd trouble. This is pure hooliganism, violence. You know, it's. I want to stress that it's not all the games. It's just there's a few incidents in the past that, you know, I thought I'd highlight. But regarding on the pitch issues with this game, it's always one of the games that I look out for when the fixtures come out at the beginning of the season. This is one of the games, apart from the NAC Breda games, because I'm a Breda fan too. These are the games that I look out for, so it's just one of those things. And as you can see, we've had a lot of highlights in the game. It's been a long episode. It's a really eventful game, to be honest. You see me trying to chip shot a few times as well. Obviously one went in and I missed a couple, but you know, that's the way this game was. It was a really entertaining game to play. And I'm hoping that there's a lot more like this to come as well. But there you go, guys. A 2-0 win for Ajax. I won, obviously, 2-0, so that's great. So, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.